Hey guys, how you doing? Just Sam here, and I just wanted to talk to you in this short presentation about the reason why I'm asking you to do what I'm doing. Because especially in the first month, I do get a lot of questions about the reason why you're doing a detox and what's the importance behind it. Why is it relevant? And I just think if you know the reason why, then you are more likely to stick to it. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of clients in the past, and just from my experience, once people understand the logic and the reasoning behind what I'm asking you to do, then they're more likely to stick to it. So, first thing is, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the detox, the first month of the nutrition plan, and the reason why it's 28 days. So, shouldn't weight loss be a long-term thing? You've heard me say, chase one rabbit at a time. Slow and steady wins the race. Shouldn't we be losing 1 pound per week? Well, the thing is with a detox, guys, it needs to be 100%. In my opinion, you're either detoxing or you're not. Yeah. So it needs to be 100% to the letter. You can't half do it. You can't do it for 5 days in the week and then let it all hang out the weekend. You need to allow time for the liver to restore health, and that's normally around 14 days. Yeah, minimum 14 days, ideally 28 days to get it back to proper function again. All right, so the thing is, guys, is that you need to commit to it 100%. Yeah, so losing fat, it's hard work. Yeah, so like we just said, you can't just half do a detox. It needs to be like nailed, if you like. So the reason why I'm asking you to do a detox is because most people's toxins, livers are overwhelmed with toxins. Yeah. So what happens is when your body, or when your liver especially, becomes overwhelmed by toxins from your diet, it will dump any toxic substances from your food into your fat, basically, in order to reduce their circulation throughout the body. So what happens is, another way of saying that is, the solution to pollution is dilution. So the body sees these chemicals and toxins as basically poison. Yeah, well, it doesn't recognize them, so it thinks, I don't want this in my body, so I'm going to take it out of harm's way into my fat cells where I can deal with them later. Only the problem with that is later never comes, and then you get more and more toxins, and then what happens is, people put on weight. So that's one of the reasons why people are gaining fat. And the thing is with slow and steady, so you hear people saying, why can't I do it the slow and steady way? Well, here's what happens, guys. Yeah, when you're not focusing on reducing impurities and reducing toxins from your diet. There's a little graphic here for you guys. Yeah, so what happens is fat gets stored to protect from impurities. Yeah, this is what happens with traditional and fad diets. So I'm talking low carb, low fat, low calorie, anything that doesn't focus on reducing your toxic overload. Yeah, so what happens is, eventually, you start your exercise and you reduce your calories and you will lose weight. But then what happens is the body senses after that, body senses like an increased level of impurities. Yeah, because what happens is you've lost weight, but the toxic overload is the same. So it then goes into like an emergency fat production mode, yeah, which is actually called a rebound. So I think shit, my body's not used to this, so it then stores the fat back on again, which is not good. If we take the contrast with nutritional cleansing, you still get the fat stored, so you still start off with that to protect you from impurities, and then obviously the impurities are released, so the body sheds fat. And then what happens on a long-term basis is that you get better overall health, so you don't feel sick and tired all the time because you've got too much toxins in your system, and you've got less fat, which equals more lean muscle. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Yeah. So my Winky's words of wisdom. Don't know why I came up with that, but I've come up with it. Oh, sorry, I've just gone back. Where are we? Oh God, I've gone completely back into the wrong bit. Yeah. So not that one. No, we want that one. Yeah, and then just play it from there. Okay. So Winky's words of wisdom. I want you to attack this with everything you've got. Yeah. So 100% to the letter. No kind ofs, no sort of, no maybes, yeah? And commit to it for a set period of time. So have a deadline in place, yeah? Give yourself a deadline. Great tip I use with all my one-to-one clients as well is I actually tell them to find a dress that they want to get into, or a pair of jeans, anything like that, and put it in a visual place in your bedroom so that you can see it on a daily basis, kind of like a vision board, yeah. And then you kind of just look at that every day, and you think to yourself, right, I'm going to get into that I'm going to get into that by the end of the 28 days, yeah. So something like that, guys, yeah. And you need to be relentless, yeah. And then you can reassess after the 28 days, and then do the 80-20 after that if it fits, yeah. So eating, basically the 80-20 rule is this, guys: you eat healthily, or you eat ED compliant for 80% of the week, and then 20% of the week you've got a little bit more leverage with your diet, so you could have a couple of cheat meals of that. But the problem I've found with that is that most people can't do 80-20. Most people will do 20-80 the other way and think they're eating 80-20. So it needs to really be 95-5, to be honest with you, which is like a one or two cheat meals a week. Some people like to do one cheat meal every 7 days. Some people like to do 2 cheat meals every 10 days. It's whatever the individual is, yeah? And the other thing to remember, guys, is be aware of friendly saboteurs. You will come across one during these first 28 days. So some of the things that friendly saboteurs might say is everything in moderation. So if eating in moderation worked, by the way, then why are we the fattest country in Europe? And if eating in moderation worked, then why is no one getting awesome fat loss results? So I hate that. For me, I really hate that piece of nutritional advice. Yeah. The other thing is, another thing they might say is, go on, one won't hurt. Well, the chances are that definitely one won't hurt. But remember what we said at the start, guys. Yeah, you're either detoxing or you're not. And the very fact that you've shown a lack of discipline as well, isn't great. If you just got to think. You've got to think of this, guys. Yeah, every meal and every beverage you consume is either taking you further towards your goal or further away from your goal. That's it. Yeah. And the closer you follow the nutrition plan, the better your results will be. Yeah. Another thing a friendly saboteur might say is, that diet's a bit strict. You won't catch me doing that. Exactly. Yeah. I'm not exactly. You're not going to do that, which is why you're not going to get fat loss results anytime soon. Yeah. So although these comments, all these people. Another thing another you got me on a roll now. Another thing a friendly saboteur might say is, you look fine how you are. Whilst that piece of advice is trying to help you, or whilst that person thinks they're trying to help you, it's not actually helping you in the slightest. So just be aware of these comments, guys, yeah? I'm not saying you need to start alienating yourself from people. I'm just saying that these comments will come up. And what you might find is some people will be very supportive of you, and some people will try and veer you off course, which is basically because they want you to stay fat and unhealthy like them, basically. But that's pretty much it, guys, yeah? So just be aware of the friendly saboteurs. You will come across them, yeah? Alright, so why are we removing certain foods? So the first thing we'll talk about is wheat. So basically, wheat is quite simply... we're basically not designed to eat grains, yeah? Best time to eat starchy carbs, so anything like brown rice, sweet potato, quinoa, those kind of carbs is post-workout. The body tends to tolerate carbs after a workout. The rest of the time you're basing every meal around protein and vegetables. But wheat, guys, when you put it under a microscope, it's barely distinguishable from sugar. So it's not great for you. It also contains gluten. The problem with gluten is that our digestive system has a real hard time breaking it down, which means it's stressing out your gut. Okay, this will make it difficult for you to drop body fat if your gut is basically always stressed out. Yeah, and so wheat is also, guys, one of the biggest causes of IBS as well. So if you have bloating problems, skin problems, or problems with love handle fat, then it's probably down to wheat in your diet. Yeah, sugar. The bottom line is that sugar causes love handle fat and gives you diabetes, yeah? And that's just sugar. So if we're talking artificial sweeteners, they are basically 200 times stronger than sugar. So anything, anything like Lucozade, any kind of fizzy drinks like Diet Coke and Coke, anything that's got aspartame in it. Aspartame is a horrendous sweetener. It's called under different names as well. It's one of the names it's called under is acetylfame K. Anything like that, guys, yeah, is actually much stronger than sugar, 200 times stronger. So you'll get all the same problems sugar gives you plus more. All right. Dairy, so when I say dairy, I'm mainly talking about cow's milk and cheese, yeah? So your body cannot digest dairy because of the lactose, guys, yeah? And it's highly processed, yeah? So by the time it's been pasteurized and homogenized, it's basically like drinking sugar water, like with zero nutrients in it, yeah? And it's also one of the biggest causes of skin problems and headaches as well, yeah? And here's the thing, guys. Like I always say, humans weren't designed to drink cow's milk. Baby cows were designed to drink cow's milk. And if you're having dairy because of the calcium, guys, yeah, that's one giant myth, yeah? Your body can't actually digest the calcium from milk. There's actually much better ways of getting your calcium. So there's actually more calcium in a couple of florets of broccoli, yeah? Okay, so alcohol. The thing is with alcohol, guys, yeah, it's terrible for fat loss. Yeah, it will spike your insulin like crazy, which again isn't great for love handle fat. You'll get the hangover the next day, which gives you carb cravings. And when you drink alcohol, your body can't actually burn fat for 3 days afterwards due to the acetate. What happens, guys, when you drink alcohol, the body converts the alcohol into acetate, and then it starts using acetate as fuel, so as energy. So it essentially pushes fat to the back of the fat burning queue. So it doesn't matter how much you've drunk, really. If you're drinking, like at the weekend, you probably won't be burning fat for 3 days afterwards, yeah? Processed food, and it also makes you do silly stuff as well. Processed food, guys, you basically can't break down, your body can't recognize those, and your body can't break down processed food. And that's it. So I hope that's a little bit helpful, guys, yeah? They're the reasons why we're removing the foods that we're removing, yeah? Alright, so this is just the hierarchy of fat loss. I was talking about this in seminars before, but this is the order of importance that you need to get right, yeah? So this is the number one, correct mindset. Like I said, guys, like I always say, you can have the perfect nutrition plan in front of you, but if you're not following it, it doesn't mean a thing, yeah? So mindset is huge. Remember we spoke about goal setting, yeah? You need to know you need to know what you want to achieve. Not I want to lose weight isn't a goal. It needs to be more specific than that. It needs to be 100% crystal clear. I want to lose 20 pounds is more specific, for instance, or I want to lose fat from my middle. I want to lose fat from my leg and bum area would be more specific. You need to give yourself a time frame. That is massive, guys, yeah? So give yourself a time frame and know why you want to achieve it. What's the reason behind what you want to achieve, guys, yeah? So that's the first thing. The second thing is correct nutrition. Nutrition, obviously you've heard me say before, you can't out-train a bad diet. So you can be doing all the best exercise in the world, and you will be doing that, but you can be doing all the perfect fat loss programs. If you're not backing up with the right nutrition, then you're never going to get the results that have eluded you all these years, yeah? So nutrition is king, guys. It always wins, and nutrition actually makes up 80% of your end results, yeah? Cannot stress how important nutrition is, guys, yeah? Number 3, obviously see number 2. That's how important it is. Number 4, guys, metabolic resistance training. Okay, this is the stuff that you're doing, or you will be doing, on my EBT programs, yeah? So that's the short burst workouts, the high intensity intervals we'll be doing in our EBT workouts as well. And the long, slow, steady state cardio is what you see most people doing in the gym. When you see them on the treadmill, on the cross trainer, on the rower, on the bike, which is great, guys. I haven't actually got a problem with long, slow, steady state cardio. But the thing is, most people are doing number 6 when they should be doing number 1 and number 2. Does that make sense? So get that hierarchy of fat loss nailed, guys, yeah? And that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, guys, yeah, just let me know in the group, and yeah, let's get cracking.